Hello and welcome to the Cavern of Terror.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Cavern of Terror, and today we're doing another Scream video. This is a new video for the Cavern of Terror. This is a theories video. And in this video, we are going to discuss the elusive third killer in the first Scream film. This has been a long-running theory that in the original Scream film, there were 3 killers. Because at the very beginning of the movie, obviously there's going to be spoilers here, is that the story of Stu and Billy, and even another person that I'm going to mention later, doesn't really match up. There's no way that, Stu could have been at the beginning of the movie by himself to kill these 2 characters, Casey and Steve. Billy should have been there as well, but Billy wasn't there. So that tells us that there is a third killer. A lot of people think it's Dewey. A lot of people think it's Roman Bridger from part 3. That is the most conceivable, in my opinion, other than my theory that I have. And you guys are going to throw popcorn at me when I tell you what my theory is. I think that Tatum Riley was the third killer in Scream. Dun dun dun. If you didn't know, there's spoilers all over this video because I've already reviewed all 4 of these. And if you haven't seen the Scream films, where have you been? I know, Tatum is killed in Scream. And I think there are reasons for that. A little bit of a stretch for reasons, but I think there are reasons there. And I know she doesn't have very much dialogue in the first movie, and she's not in the movie very long. I think there are some hints there as to why she is the third killer. I've seen Scream 50 billion times. Not that many, but a lot. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I have a ghost face tattoo on my leg. I have a huge Scream collection over here. Just got a new vinyl, which is amazing. I showed that to you right now. Ghostface vinyl, boy, what? The scores of Scream 1 and 2. Anyway, one of the first points why I think Tatum was the third killer in Scream is because of the very beginning of the movie. The very beginning of the movie where Casey and Steve die. Billy and Stu say at the very end of the movie that they wanted it to seem random at first, just to keep people on their toes, to get people scared, to think this was random attacks. I don't think it was a random attack. See, if you have Billy over at Neve Campbell's, Sydney's house, who's over there to kill Casey and Steve? Well, obviously it would be Stu. But who would be crazy enough to help him kill his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend? I think that Tatum Riley would be one of those people. She'd be like, hell yeah, I'll go over there and I'll help you. Because, you have someone to tie Steve up. You have someone to chase her around the house, chase Casey around the house. It was obviously a 2-person job. Now, I know that maybe it wasn't Rose McGowan's Tatum Riley character that actually tied up Steve, but I can almost guarantee you that she's the one that did it, going to another scene that we're going to get to later. But this scene just feels like a total representation of their relationship. Like, she's there to help him. She's the new girlfriend. She's there to help him get his revenge on the girl that left him. Moving on to the second point, I believe that Tatum is super shocked and offended that they think that a female can't be a ghost face, can't be a killer in this movie. Why didn't they ask me if I hunt it? She gets immediately offended by this, and as soon as Randy starts going after Stu and Billy, she immediately deflects onto him to make people think that Randy is the killer. Now, I know this is a whodunit, and almost everything that is said by all these characters is supposed to make you think that any of them can be the killer. They make you think that the principal could be the killer. Hey, they make you think that the sheriff could be the killer. They make you think that Dewey could be the killer. But I think that scene there shows that, hey, she's trying to help get the heat off of her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend. Another really big point I have for you guys is the fact that when Sydney starts to put together that the killer might still be out there and she wants to warn Gail about it, guess who's there to get her away from her, to try to get her away from her almost immediately? That's right, it's Tatum. Now this is the point of the video and the point of the movie where you really have to open your mind to this theory. This is the point where Stu and Billy and Randy are at the video store, and Randy is trying to convince Stu that Billy is the killer. But Stu is trying to figure out why Billy would want to kill his girlfriend. And of course, Randy says,
there's always some stupid bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend.
So this puts the idea in Stu's head and eventually Billy's head to kill Tatum. And why do we want to kill Tatum? This is the part where it just blows my mind. Tatum was in on the whole thing. I know that Billy is very close to Sydney. He knows a lot of things, but Sydney has all of that emotion, all of that closed offness towards him. She cannot get intimate with him. And guess who knows more about that? Guess who knows more about all that vulnerability? Her best friend, Tatum. But, as I said at the very beginning of this video, Stu does not have it in him to kill his girlfriend. So, he says that they need to go to a party, and then Billy has to be the one to kill his girlfriend because he can't do it. Adding more fuel to the fire here, Tatum is the one that convinces Sydney to go to this party and also says, we're in for a long night. What does that tell you? I think she knows exactly what's going to go down.
Son of a bitch.
Now this is the part where I think people are going to start poking holes in this theory. Tatum dies. Tatum dies pretty bloody here. And I think that she thought that Randy was underneath that costume. She thought that Randy was in on it. I think that Billy and Stu told her that Randy was in on it, so that way when she saw Randy in that Ghostface costume, or who she believed was Randy in that Ghostface costume, she would not get upset. She wouldn't get crazy about it. She did get a little shocked, but she wasn't scared at all until he started to attack her. That's what makes me think that she was in on it. And of course, Stu had Billy kill Tatum. But here's why. Here's the reason why I think that they had her die, had they had her killed. I think it's because she knew too much. If she was the third killer and the second accomplice here, she knows the entire thing. She knows the entire plan. She could go to the cops if she lived. If she got away from this party, she could go to the cops and say, hey, Billy Loomis and Stu Macher are the killers. Here's where they are right now. I think that's why they killed her. And that is my theory on the third killer in the first Scream film. I think it was Tatum Riley. Alright guys, this might be a bullshit theory, but that's what I think. I think that Tatum was the third killer in Scream. If you agree with me, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. I fucking appreciate it. And if you don't agree with me, well, give it a thumbs up anyway, and let me know why you don't agree down in the comments down below. Don't worry guys, I am back in the full swing of YouTube videos, and I have a plethora of things coming to the channel. I have finally my conclusion of the Final Destination films. I think I'm going to do 4 and 5 in the same video, and I have a couple other things coming to the channel as well. A long overdue The Blob remake video, and a couple other things from my Wes Craven collection. Feel free to follow me on social media. All those links are in the description box down below. Also, the link to my Spreadsheet store is there as well if you want to get yourself some badass Cavern of Terror merch. But most importantly, guys, until I see you in another motherfucking video, stay metal, my friends.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.